All right, welcome back. It's still Ancest TV GH. My name is Kofi Ochami. I'm always your host with the most. And today we are talking about something very important, something that you probably should know about, but you don't. So everything in your life is a little cloudy, but we're bringing the clarity for you to know how to deal with certain situations that probably you didn't know about, but is happening to you. You have energies that is God-giving, giftings, God-giving. You're a chosen one, God-given, but there are also equally vampires walking around trying to suck up on this energy and take every good thing that has been given to you for you to come back to zero. People have encountered this. People have slept with people and have gotten into such issues, such problems. And they know something is not right, but they just don't know who to go to for help. They know everything is not okay, but they are just lost as to how to redeem themselves and bring themselves back on track. And it's for this reason that we're doing this interview today with my sister here by name Empress. Empress has a lot of hats that she wears. She's a spiritual counselor. She's a spiritual diviner, modern oracle, and of course, she's a healer, spiritual hermetics teacher as well. So lots and lots of hats, but one person was also chosen to set you free under such circumstances. Welcome to the show, and how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you.
We bless the Lord though. So she's not from here, she's actually American, Nigerian, sort of. Would I be right to say that?
Yeah, I'm a dual citizen, so that's okay.
Okay, a dual citizen. African and American in the African-American sense. Does that make sense? But anyway, it's good to have you here. And I'm glad that, you have chosen this path and you have the giftings to actually do this. So let me understand. Give me an overview of this energy-sucking thing that human beings are suffering.
We call them energy vampires, meaning these are the people who prey on, I would call them the chosen ones, or people who manifest very well.
Prey as in P-R-E-Y?
Yes.
Okay. They're trying to get them.
They are like parasites. They live on other people's energy, not blood, their energy. So it's... when I use the word vampire, some people may think we're talking about like
Hollywood movie
like
vampire.
the Hollywood movie. When you use the word vampire, they think maybe you're talking about bloodsuckers. No. This is energy vampire, which means they suck on your energy. And when they start doing that, they act like a parasite on you, and everything about you begins to go down.
You say they, are they spirits? Are they physical beings? Can we touch them? Can we feel them?
Oh, they're just humans like you and I. Yep.
And they're amongst us? We interact with them on a daily basis.
They're humans, just like you and I, like I said. People have them
where are they from?
Well, they're in our system, just like normal human beings like you and I. And when you use the word where are they from, that's where I'll tell you, you categorize them as people who do not have an identity. They have identity crisis because they don't even know who they are. They want to be like you. They want to be like him. They want to be like me. They're copycats. So they just want to be like anyone who manifests well, anyone who is doing well. This is where the spiritual diagnosis comes in as a modern oracle that I am. It actually happens to a lot of people who do not know their life path, their life purpose, their destiny. Why are you here? So you not knowing, these people start having identity crisis. They do not have an identity. Because the first thing in this life is for you to ask, who am I? If you do not know who you are, that means you're having an identity crisis. So that's when you want to look like Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C. You want to do everything that another person is doing. People come up with an idea, you steal their idea and you go and use it. So they are around you to suck your energies. Anything you are doing, they're copycatting it and using it in their own way, even though they cannot really get through with the plan because they are not the original planner. The person who owns their original idea is different from them. They don't care if they cannot navigate themselves all the way with the plan, but they just take it, they steal it, and they go and use it. So that's another way of saying a spiritual identity theft as well. So yeah, this happens in the system. They go as far as sometimes they get attached with the people who are doing well in the society. They come and they make friends with you. Most times people have these people in their relationship, like having them as a boyfriend or even a husband or a wife and so on.
Girlfriend?
Yeah, a relationship. These are narcissists, actually. Yeah, imagine when somebody's living with someone who is narcissistic. So the kind of energy that goes with those type of people, they suck on your energy, they try to bring you down.
No matter how hard you try, they're pulling you back.
So they're never working in your team. They act like they're in your team, but they're actually in another team playing against you. Yeah, and this is happening.
All right, so that simply spells evil then. It looks like these vampires, straight evil people.
Absolutely.
Are they being produced by a certain energy, a certain spirit that is actually putting them amongst humans, or it's just human beings who have lost their way and therefore they feel like they can feed on other people to find their feet?
I think it's a two-way thing here, or rather two different types of energy vampires. One, I think their purpose is to go after the chosen ones. It's like when you have a positive spirit trying to manifest great things in this life, there's another spirit that is always like coming to like block that spirit or try to stand against whatever they stand for. So that's one. And then there's another one who, I would put it that way, they're just demonic. Yeah, really. Copycats, they have missed their ways. And the reason I say this is because not everyone who knows that
they think they can manifest you.
Yeah, it's not everyone who knows that they are energy vampires. Do you get what I'm saying? So you are acting, you have the characteristics and the behavior of a
the jealousy is going to set
vampire, but you don't even know.
You don't even know.
That's because you have lost your way. You do not know your identity. You don't know your purpose.
That actually means we are interacting with them in every level of our lives, at work, in the public space, public transportation, the classroom, everywhere.
Yes. Yes, but not everyone.
They get under your skin, they can just make you lose it.
Absolutely. It's like when you know that someone is trying to just be like you and you're not even in a competition with that person, but the person is in a competition with you. Let's say you have a white Range Rover. They can afford a white Range Rover, but they're just going to go get a white SUV. And everything that you are, they want to be.
They want to be?
Yes. So they come around you trying to be like friends with you, just to take your ideas, listen to your ideas, and because they feed on your ideas, they are always coming. So
in the African term, African space, there's a common name for them, witch.
Exactly. And
witches.
They can witch you too. It's not only in the physical way. They also do it, some of them go as far as doing it the diabolical way. It's like you don't have any problem with this person, but just because you are doing good, they just take your name.
You become their enemy.
Yeah, they take your name and they take it to like a voodoo place just to bring you down. And they want to watch you go down. It gives that's how they suck your energy. Because the energy that they have taken from you by bringing you down helps them to just manifest whatever they want. It's like someone who derives joy
from messing with your good.
That's it.
I know one, I just don't want to mention names right now, but that one day is a vampire. I know, he's been sucking up on my energy. And I know you're going to help me out. So now we've been able to identify them. How do we get liberation from them? How do we set ourselves apart? The ones bitten already, the ones yet to be bitten, and all that.
Like I said, we have two different types. The ones that don't even know that they are energy vampires, but yet they're doing this because they have lost their identity. That's one way. We could help such type of energy vampires by redirecting them, helping them know their purpose here on earth, their destiny, and their life path through numerology, astrology, and the IFA binary codes. So when we help them with their readings...
IFA binary codes,
yeah.
What are those?
Well, that's the
I know
shell carriers.
IFA, is it? Okay. Is it not Benin? I think IFA is a god in Benin, something like that?
No, IFA simply means mediumship.
Mediumship.
Oracle.
Okay.
That means the power that stands between the physical realm and the spirit realm. So it passes message. It passes messages from the spirit realm to the physical, from the physical to the... So it's like an oracle in between, a mediumship. That's what the word IFA is.
And it does this through codes.
It's done through a lot of ways. Sometimes, like in Africa, for instance, we have like shell cowries that we could use for divination. Sometimes they use like animal bones. A lot of things, but it's all called IFA. It's all under IFA. But the most common one is cowrie shells.
And then you do palm reading as well?
Yeah.
You do palm reading?
Well, my husband does.
Oh, your husband does?
Yeah, but we work together.
Together to help people.
Yes.
That's awesome. So basically, one feels like, okay, I feel like this dude over here is really on my case. Is trying to bring me down, talk behind my back. I feel like they've taken me somewhere. I can feel it in my spirit. Somebody walk up to you and give you all of these diagnoses. What you do with it?
And like I just talked about one way to help this type of people. Those are the vampires, the energy vampires that we could redirect on their life path. That
to correct
way,
them.
Exactly. They don't become nuisance.
You help them to stop being haters.
So that they don't become nuisance in the system. And then the other people are the ones that they are sucking on, which I call the chosen ones. Because if you don't have the oil, like the Africans would call it, if you don't have the oil, they don't come after you. You have to be, a power bank for them to come after you. You understand? So for those people who are the power banks that they are sucking on their energies, the way we help them is to help, like if it's a spiritual way, that they have sucked on their energy, I would like to deliberate on that as well. We could help them with spiritual cleansing if it's something of the spiritual. We would help them with spiritual baths and do the divination and see where the problem is to help them come out of the issue. Because some of them, some of the energy vampires, for instance, they use true voodoo to prey on these people, and once they do, things begins to go down for you, and you can be a multi and become nothing. And sometimes they leave their energy in you if it is a voodoo way, and anybody you have intercourse with, that person begins to go down as well, even without you knowing. So I have a lot of cases right now where people come to me and tell me, since I married my wife, things have not been going well, I don't trust her. She may not actually be the problem. They may have infected her with the virus of that voodoo. And then anybody she has intercourse with will begin to have problems in their lives. So that's why it's very good.
Oh, so they can actually affect you through intercourse.
It's like a virus, yes. That's even the most common way.
So you feel like you're just having sex with the person, but they're dumping things in you, which is going to slow you down.
And they're doing it on purpose.
It's intentional.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely.
And then once you get that dumpling, you can actually also transfer it to the next person?
Yeah. And the
without
way they
knowing.
It's not like they dump it. It's like, okay, The most common way many of these guys, I'll use the guys as an example, for instance. The most common way that these guys, this type of energy vampires that are using voodoo, probably. Yeah, they eat it. They eat this thing like food. Because we have had a lot of experiences with these people, and so we know what they do.
So they consult, let's say, an oracle, and they intentionally take this to spread it around to their advantage.
They meet all these very evil herbalists, and they give them as food. They eat it. So once they eat that thing, anybody they sleep with is going down. And not just that you are going down, they've left it in you.
And they go
so
up.
It's now like you're an agent without even knowing. That's it. So you're working for them. You don't know. That's it.
And it's to their advantage.
To their advantage, absolutely. They're getting richer, you're going down. That's it.
So when you see people who've been taught or bugged in this sense, do you see it?
Well, it's not written on them. That's why we're talking about these, for people to be careful. You understand what I'm saying? Because even when we're talking about the men doing it to women, there are also women doing it to men as well. Yeah. So people really need to be careful of the people they're having intercourse with. They need to be careful, because this is really going on in the system, and it's spreading like a virus.
Well, what are some of the things you see happening to your life that you probably will have to reconsider, or for the first time even consider, that I might be bugged and I need to be careful?
That's when you start dating this type of people, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, it's very obvious. You just see yourself, maybe you just lose your job for no reason.
It doesn't make sense.
These are like examples. And if you're somebody who has been doing well, the next thing you see, you start selling your cars, you're losing your job, your business is going down, your business is not going well anymore. So it goes down very quickly. And you'll be noticing it that things are not going well, no matter how you're trying. You are doing your best. You are trying. Okay, maybe it's this. Maybe it's this. No, nothing you're doing that is working. But like I said, some of the chosen ones, they sometimes from the beginning feel these people's energy, that this person is a dark set light. Yeah. But they're so good sometimes that they're controlling you with something as well. Sometimes some people know when they're with them that this person is doing something to me. That's another part. You can't pull out because they've trapped you. They've trapped your spirit. I've had cases where people are calling me and crying that they know that this person is doing something to them, but they can't come out of it. Like they can't leave the person. Anytime they try to leave this person, they start feeling like they're going mad. So it's very bad, very dangerous. Yeah, that's how bad it is sometimes. They start feeling like they're going mad. They feel like they're losing it. So now they're crying out like, please help me. I really don't want this person anymore. I don't know what to do. So that's when you know that you really need spiritual cleansing. You have to clean their energy out of your system. And sometimes it goes...
Is it a difficult process?
It is not a difficult process. But sometimes, when you're telling people something, they feel like, oh, it's spiritual. Sometimes they don't want to listen until it has gotten so bad where they now really need that help. And everybody's case is not the same.
It differs.
Exactly. Sometimes it's more difficult than some cases. And some cases, they even trap their spirits as well. Yeah, they trap their spirits, which is we call that a blockage, a spiritual blockage. Even though they've brought you down, there's nothing you can do that would work. If you go to people for help, like spiritualists for help, they can give you things to use. It's not working. That's when you see people complaining that things, nothing works for them because they've blocked you spiritually. They've caged you. Once they cage your spirits, nothing works for you. So this is the reason why the divination
becomes very important.
Very important to diagnose you. If we diagnose you and see that there's a blockage, that means your spirit is being trapped. Yeah, we have to first loosen your spirit so that whatever we do for you would work.
Will work.
Otherwise, it's a waste of time.
Do you
Nothing
get a lot of
works.
spiritual attacks then?
If I get along,
Do you?
repeat your question,
Do
please.
you get a lot of spiritual attacks?
Not really. But yeah, in this type of spiritual works, we definitely do. But for me, nah, really.
And amongst the things that you do, I saw listed divine counselor. How do you do that?
It's about listening to people, listening to their problems, and in the process of diagnosing you, I ask you questions. And by the time I'm working for you, I have to counsel you through whatever I'm doing for you. And even after I finish working for you, I have to counsel you on how you can keep moving with your life to improve your life. So that's the counseling part of it. Counseling you is telling you what to do.
I'm interested in the part where you feel like, okay, I'm suffering this thing, that Empress is talking about. I've realized that I moved from a hero to a zero, from a billionaire to a no-no-naire. There's nothing in the bank anymore. And how do I begin with you? I come to talk to you, and then you're going to make appointments. Probably I have to come at night at 12. And then you take me to the beach to give me a shower, something like that.
First of all, it's a consultation. Sometimes people just call me, and it's 5 minutes is not enough for them to want to talk. They just want to see you and release everything. They want to explain everything to you in detail. So that's where the counseling thing comes in, the consultation part, where I make an appointment for them to see me and hear them out. So when they start talking, right away I start diagnosing.
So you have a physical practice where people can actually walk to, and then consult with you.
Yes.
That's also. Has there been a time that, let's say, one of these negative energies, the vampires themselves, feel like, okay, what I'm doing is not good, and I really want to turn around, and they have come to see you?
They usually don't, because
they
most of them. Yeah, they need to face some terrible problems before they would want to do that. The reason I'm saying it is they enjoy what they do, to start with. They enjoy what they do. And it's only when they meet with another very strong chosen one, whom the game turns around against them,
that they are looking for help.
Now they start facing problems that they were giving to people. They now seek help. Other than that, they do not need help, usually, because they enjoy their games.
But naturally in a people's environment, you would think that, well, some people will be jealous of other people. Some will probably, in the corporate ladder system, they want to climb the corporate ladder, and they will do anything just to pass you on that ladder. And everything. I believe those things are natural instincts that happen in corporate environments. But at what point do you begin to read meanings into certain acts for you to actually know that, no, this one is up here to suck my energy, and they could do anything? What would be some of the signs?
The signs are for you to understand when somebody is stealing your ideas and using it, and you keep seeing that this is supposed to be the idea you wanted to carry out, and this person that has been coming around you has carried out your idea. And every idea that you discuss with them, they carry it out behind you. So everything you are, they want to be.
And if you don't take it easy, they will become you. And you get the sacking, and then they continue to win?
They derive joy to see them live the life that you have dreamt of, and you becoming nothing. So at that point, they start flashing your own life to your face and smile. It gives them joy.
It's like, I got you where I want you.
That's it.
You're there.
That's it.
Spiritual hermetics. Hermetics. What is that?
Hermetics. This is I'll call it an Egyptian kind of spirituality.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
In which you practice what? You do what exactly?
it's about learning more about numerology, which is using numbers to decode things. It's like the answers are in the numbers.
There was a point in my life, everything I'll see will happen, every number will happen in multiples. Like I get promptings, my phone, it will tell you to look on the phone and then you see 222.
Yeah, exactly.
The next minute, it will wait for like an hour, you're sitting there, you get the prompting, you go, it's 111. Then you get the prompt again, you go, it's 333. And this happened like constantly for like 2 years.
That's it. That means you were having an awakening and your spirit guides were talking to you with numbers. But if you didn't understand, you just didn't understand.
Maybe I can understand now you're sitting here.
No, but more of that though, when we talk about numerology Hermetic's knowledge is very vast. It's not in one particular branch. It's very broad, very comprehensive. One way is just what I'm saying, where we could use number to decode your name and tell you who you are, even just with your name. So it's very interesting. Yeah, let's say with your full name, we can know your destiny.
And it also meant that, let's say, if you saw 111, it could mean a particular language.
Yeah, it does.
Which is being transmitted.
Yes, it's being transmitted as well. But most times, those type of numbers you're talking about, we call them angelic numbers, which means your angel guards are talking to you through numbers, because the codes are in the numbers, and it's between 1 and 9. So if you tell me your full name, I'll break it down for you and tell you who you are.
Not here, we'll do that outside.
No, I'm just giving an example. Yeah, I'll tell you about your destiny, your future, who you are, your personality, your, all of those, what you're about, everything.
And you teach this?
Yeah, I have a class for that.
A class for that?
Yeah.
So when these things happen to you, you can pretty much decode them yourself after your class? Like, if I take how long does a class take?
It's a 1-hour class.
And the cost of
it's a 3-month
duration,
course.
3 months?
Yeah.
3 months. So I come to you after 3 months, what do I become?
Oh, you learn a lot about astrology, numerology, spirituality, palmistry, and herbs as well. You know, how to use herbs for healing, how to use herbs for spiritual works, and all of that. And
who is a spiritual diviner?
Who is a spiritual diviner? A spiritual diviner is an oracle, I'll call that. It's someone who stands as a mediumship between the spirit realm and the physical realm to pass information, vice versa. Yeah.
From the description you're giving me, it almost sounds like you're a modern day priestess.
Yes, absolutely. I call myself a modern oracle.
A modern oracle?
Yes.
But then, would it be the same, I'm going to the spiritualist journey? We will be traveling with you. Because we're talking about these things and people have expectations. I want them to know what they are going to walk into if they decide to come to you.
It's just like going to a psychic in the English version. When you say someone is a psychic in the Western world, talking about a spiritual diviner.
Diviner.
Yeah, who can help you out with using divination to open up what's going on with you. And
that reminds me of a woman that used to advertise on American TV, Miss Cleo. I don't know if you ever heard about her. That's a long time ago. She call me now for your free reading. I never forgot that. I was tempted once to like, should I call this woman? Maybe she can turn my life around.
Yeah, mine deals more with African spirituality, but because I have lived in the Western world for 24 years, I also learned that other version of it. So combining the both together, I I try to modify the African spirituality in a way that will suit the present generation.
So you're the type of person that can have an out-of-body experience, like you can leave your body and just go into the spiritual world and come back and pick up your body and stuff like that. Just say it so I can go back a little.
Well, what you're talking about is astral projection.
Okay.
It's not everyone who does astral projection, but that's actually one of psychic abilities for those who have supernatural powers. And I think that when you call yourself a psychic or an oracle, you definitely have supernatural powers. And there are a lot of them: clairvoyance, clairauditory, clairsentience, telepathy, so many of them. So, but then it's not everyone who possess all these abilities, just some of them, and some do as well. So it just varies from person to person.
So what do you do that makes you think you're super from other humans, physically and spiritually?
I have some psychic abilities as well. I could feel the energy of people, but in my quiet state, not, you know,
every day,
like just,
you meet me on the street,
exactly.
And you put me on the spot and say,
exactly.
I pick up this energy, let's see.
That's it. So when you put people in that spot, they can't do what you're asking, because it takes for your spirit to be quiet for you to be able to feel your energy. So when we talk about like clairsentience, these are not things you practice, it's just within you. Like right from my childhood, I can feel people's energy. Like if you walk in, I'll look at you and say, this person is a bad person. And then they'll say, why are you saying that? You know, somebody else may be doubting what you're saying, but you felt it already, you know. So, and then when we talk about clairvoyance, you see things before they happen, either through vision. You're sitting down there, it just comes like a shot.
Little video.
Sleep, and you're seeing everything, and then you're asleep, you see things before they happen. Yeah. So those are one of the psychic abilities. Even telepathy as well, where you are in your dream. Spiritual beings can come to you and they're talking to you, but they're not talking with their mouth, but you could understand them, and you're talking as you are communicating without talking. You could understand exactly what they're saying. And so when you say, the person was saying, they say, what language were they speaking? No, they weren't speaking any language, but they were talking, they were communicating with me, but I could understand it. And then the astral projection type, it's not everyone who astral projects just by sitting and meditating. Some people astral project during their sleep. Yeah, so that happens to me a lot as well. Yeah, so yeah.
I'm going to bring this to a close, but before we go, are you religious at all? Do you belong to any one of these religious sects?
No, I'm spiritual.
You're not spiritual?
Religious now. Say that again?
Mainly spiritual.
Spiritual, yeah. That means I connect with my higher self. I don't belong to any religion. I used to be when I was younger, but
Which
not anymore.
one?
A Christian, of course, like my mother. I try to follow the path of my mother, although she grew up in African spiritual home, but she decided to divert to Christianity.
Maybe she wanted to try Jesus.
I guess so. So she wanted to experience that. So for me, religion is not for me.
Are you against it though?
No.
I'm
not against it, but I just I started manifesting more when I accepted spirituality. Yeah, I started manifesting more, not believing in a higher being outside me, but within me.
And the results are there practically. I come to you, I have this problem, you deal with it, I will see the results.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before you call it quits with this particular patient, or what do you call them? Clients?
We call them clients, yeah. The reason we would say the word modern oracle is we try to, go deep into the issue, because I have noticed, because first I studied nursing in US. So with my knowledge of nursing, I was able to understand that, okay, when I became an African diviner, I started using my knowledge in healthcare to deal with situations. In nursing, there's a word we call, when you are treating the symptoms of an ailment, it is totally different from you treating the ailment itself. Mm-hmm. When you're treating the symptoms, you're suppressing the ailment, mm-hmm. but it's not going away. Mm-hmm. So it's the same issues that we face today in African spirituality. Mm-hmm. This is the reason why most of our youths are running away from African spirituality. It's as if our people are still using the fixed methods of our forefathers, just the way they taught them. But it can't work for the new generation anymore, based on the circumstances surrounding these people. So that's where I think that the diagnosis, spiritual diagnosis, comes in. What is the issue? Many of the spiritual people, they resolve or treat the symptoms of the problem without treating the problem itself. So the problem keeps coming back. Yeah.
But you need to deal with the root of the problem.
That's where the diagnosis comes from. Go to the root by first checking their life paths. What are you, because many people are troubled because they don't know their life paths. They have totally deviated or diverted from their life path, and it begins to give them problem, and they start pointing fingers to Mr. A, Mr. B, and all of that. Like I just told you, people come to me and they complain, oh, I just got married to this person, and since I married this person, everything is going down. And they're suspecting this person without even understanding that that person is also a victim. So when you meet the wrong people, they will flag that person as the evil without going deep into the problem. Like, is this person really the one doing this? You have to check, because the person may be a victim as well.
This world is not just level grounded like you would think it is. There are things happening beyond your seeing. And we're just lucky that we've been given the opportunity to meet, people like Empress who understand the dimensions of this life and can actually bring you back to equilibrium, if that is the right thing to say. Before we get up, look to your camera. Tell my Ghanaian people what you can do for them and what they should look out for.
Are you facing problems like we have just discussed? Are you facing problems of people like spiritual vampires sucking on your energies? Are you facing problems like starting to understand that when you have a relationship, these people they just cut off their relationship with you all of a sudden? Are you facing problems with people that you're having a relationship with, that you just started a relationship with them and everything started going down? We could help you. If you call on us, we'll diagnose you, we will cancel you, we will do divination for you, and we will treat your problems, not the symptoms. Thank you.
And you're welcome. That's Empress, and you can find her around Nyenyano Kaswa. She has a practice there, and you can walk in and probably deal with some of these problems and get them over with. Thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing. And
thank you.
I sure believe that in the coming days, we'll have the opportunity to also meet again. My name is Kofi Ochame, and it is always right here on Answers TV GH. What you don't even dream about, we bring it to your doorstep. You can go on YouTube. If after watching on TV, you're still not satisfied, you want to watch it again. Video on demand on YouTube, Answers TV GH. Like, subscribe, share, and keep spreading the good message. We got the answers to all your questions. Catch you next time.